All right, guys, welcome to First and Goal. I'm your host, Flavio Oriana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so if you guys didn't hear it at all today, Adam Schefter broke the news, and yes, we kind of expected this type of news to come around, but yeah, it was about time. Drew Brees finally announced his retirement. Him and his beautiful kids made the video. His beautiful kids ended up broadcasting the video, saying that his dad's going to retire, and he made it official. He verified it. And wow, what a career. What a career for Drew Brees. 20 seasons in the NFL. 15 of those seasons were in New Orleans. Now, many people don't remember that he was with the Chargers starting off his career, the San Diego Chargers, right? And he had a bad shoulder injury. He was drafted out of Purdue. The Chargers selected him, and there was a point in time where that injury got so bad that they thought that he was not going to be able to play anymore in the NFL. That's why the Chargers ended up selecting. They ended up trading for Phillip Rivers. They selected Eli Manning in that draft. They had the number 1 overall pick. And then, obviously, you know what happened. The Chargers traded with the Giants. They traded Eli for Phillip Rivers because Eli refused to go to San Diego. And the rest is history. You know, the Giants ended up winning multiple Super Bowl titles with Eli Manning. Phillip Rivers, you know, one of the better quarterbacks in this game to have never won a title. I would say that he belongs in that list. I would say top 5, you know, quarterbacks to never win a title. They ended up getting him because of the fact of Drew Brees' injury. And it was up in the air whether or not this guy was going to be able to return or not. It was so bad that they had said something of like a 90% chance that this guy was not going to be able to throw a football ever again. That's what doctors were claiming. And he was a free agent. Came down to, I remember it was like Miami and New Orleans, right? Nick Saban was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And Nick Saban wanted... what's it called? He wanted Drew Brees. Medical staff from Miami was like, no, it's too risky. They ended up swinging in the other way as of like, you know, we'll pass, you know. And it was a big regret. It was a big regret for the Miami Dolphins. And to this day, you know, they're not even sure who is their franchise quarterback because the only franchise quarterback they have known was Dan Marino, right? And Drew Brees could have been the heir apparent. You know, they could have grabbed him. But he ended up going to New Orleans. And that's when New Orleans, the Saints, they were nicknamed the Aints because they were a franchise that nobody really wanted to be a part of. They didn't want to be a part of them because, you know, they had a long history of losing. I mean, right before Brees was the quarterback, Aaron Brooks was the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. And they didn't have that much of a great, you know, reputation, you know. Their best, you know, receiver at that time was Joe Horn. And I'm like, wow, Drew Brees is going to this situation. And then little that you know, like in a few short seasons, he ends up turning that franchise around after Hurricane Katrina. The stuff that he has done for that city is legendary. I mean, this guy's going to live in infamy, all right, you know, in the city of New Orleans as a hero, okay? Not just because of the Super Bowl title he ended up bringing towards the New Orleans Saints, but everything that he's done for that community. But in my opinion, Drew Brees, easily top 10 quarterback, all right? You know, obviously you have your Brady, your Joe Montanas, you know, your Elways. You can put in, obviously you're going to have to put in Peyton Manning in there, and so on and so forth, all right? Reason why I have him top 10 is because, think about it. This guy is, as of right now, and I really do believe that Tom Brady's going to break the record, but he has the most touchdown passes in, all time. Most passing yards of all time, all right? He ended up breaking Brett Favre's record. Now you put him in that category of, all right, he has a title, all right? He beat Peyton Manning, I believe it was 2009, for the Super Bowl, right? And it was held in Miami, ironically. You know, he has one Super Bowl title. He's the only quarterback to have multiple 5,000-yard seasons, All right. Hence, this guy has 5. All right. Nobody else has more than 1, which is incredible. I believe his greatest stretch was from like 2011 to 2013. All right. That 3-season run was one of the best, that may have been like the highest peak form of his career. I think that's what excelled him from him being known as one of the best quarterbacks of our generation. All right. That's when he threw 5,000 yards in 3 consecutive years. The most touchdowns he's ever thrown in his career was 46, and I believe it was in 2012. All right. And after that, after that 2012 season, he has never come close to throwing no more than, 36 touchdowns, which he ended up doing back in 2017. So, yeah, I mean, it is pretty remarkable what Drew Brees has done. And it's a shame, but, it was time, We kind of saw the end with Peyton, all right? That final season in Denver, he was struggling to have some zip on the football. And you saw it with Brees. He didn't have the arm strength anymore. He was kind of beaten up. He was dealing with a lot of injuries the past couple seasons, all right? And he was just continuously falling short. It was very unfortunate. I mean, with many of us, it's going to sit with us, how the last couple seasons have ended for him. It started with the Minneapolis Miracle, right? When I believe it wasn't Kirk Cousins. It was wow. Why is this quarterback is such a blur right now? Minneapolis Miracle. Wow, it's honestly such a blur because it just actually happened like 3 seasons ago. And let me just lower this. Oh Lord, this is Anyway, so the Minneapolis Miracle, and then after that it was the game that he had with the Rams with the pass interference. Then after that, he ended up facing the Minnesota Vikings again, this time at home, and Kirk Cousins ends up passing that game-winning touchdown to Kyle Rudolph. And then this season it comes to an end after him running into the Tampa Bay Bucks, which they beaten them 2 times in the regular season. They blew them out, and they had the opportunity of winning the game, but they just came up short. Just because when Tom Brady's in the playoffs, you already know what's going to happen. Tom Brady's going to come in clutch. He's going to make the right decisions, and he's going to play everything precisely. And whatever happened in the regular season between Brees and Brady did not matter anymore. It was a darn shame. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the quarterback was Case Keenum. How do I forget? Quarterback out of Houston University. But yes, it just it just hit that point where Drew Brees, I think, was tired of falling short year after year after year. Him noticing that his ability to throw the football was diminishing and he was on the decline. He wasn't improving anymore. He wasn't going to get any better at this point of his career. So he just felt, the right decision was to retire. And plus, I mean, he hasn't been able to play all 16 games for the last couple seasons. I think it was the year before, played 15 games. This year, played 12 games because of injury. I think it was the right decision for him to retire. I mean, he retired as a legend. All right, it was better that he didn't retire a little later on because, we as fans, we're gonna remember him what we last saw. Eli, right? Even though he was nowhere in the category of a Drew Brees, a Tom Brady, or even his brother, right? We just see him as a quarterback that won 2 Super Bowls, but yet also, caused so many turnovers and was on a heavy decline, and he just couldn't get out of his own way. So it was better that Drew Brees retired now as opposed to him creating too much of a turnover. Wasn't going to be able to help out the New Orleans Saints into capturing another title. So what goes on next with the New Orleans Saints? Well, now you have the heir apparent, which is what's it called? Taysom Hill. All right. The New Orleans Saints ended up giving him an extension. Yes, I'm not going to stutter on this. An extension for 4 years, $140 million. Yes, I did not stutter on that. I didn't hesitate. You heard me right. 4 years, $140 million extension for Taysom Hill. Now, why are they doing that? Well, clearly, Sean Payton and the staff clearly have more faith in Taysom Hill as opposed to Jameis Winston, which obviously anybody that has a brain can understand that Jameis Winston does turn the ball over quite often. All right, so I don't know. I mean, I heard in a couple interviews that they were, that Sean Payton sees, a little bit of Steve Young in Taysom Hill. What I see, I don't really see that much. I know this guy can run. This guy, is like a Swiss Army knife, but 4 years, $140 million is a lot. But that was just to give the Saints an extra $9 million in cap for the season. Now, I don't know how the cap works so much like that. I'm not a capologist or by any means necessary, but there is a lot of opt-out clauses. Doesn't mean that Taysom Hill is going to get the $140 million. It's a little bit tricky. We got to see what's the guaranteed, that Taysom is getting. But it looks like it's going to be like a year in, year out basis for Taysom Hill for the next 4 years to see whether or not this guy is proven to be the quarterback that should be worthy of taking the reins of Drew Brees. But as for Drew Brees, happy retirement, my friend. Very happy for you. You were one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL, even a better human being. Good luck to you in your future endeavors, and thank you for bringing a lot of joy to us fans, all right? Even though I wasn't a New Orleans Saints fan by any means necessary, I was a fan of Drew Brees. I love watching him perform. He was one of the best to ever put on a uniform, and that's that, all right? With that being said, Who Dat Nation, you guys had a good one, and that's all. All right, guys, that's all for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys.